So if you're just coming in, it's a weird day today. It's an unusual day today. We don't usually sit in this arrangement, but it's our special auction day, so let's make sure everybody has a seat before we can get started. Suzanne, when you're ready, let's go ahead and get started while they're setting up the last tables, okay? All right, everybody, we're going to start with a little sound exercise. Since we're doing a lot of sound stuff today, we're going to start with a little sound exercise to bring us all together. Dun da 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 da. Dun da 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 da. Dun da 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 da. Thank you.
Isn't it wonderful to have a musical minister? Well, I think it is. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Westside Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm Suzanne Molnar, member of the Worship Committee, and I'm the service associate today. We welcome you whether you are here in person or watching on YouTube. Looks to me like a lot of you are here in person, and I'm so glad to see that. This is a very special, even more special than usual Sunday, because we have the auction, silent auction, raffle, fixed price, and we also have our once-a-month potluck. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We welcome you, whatever your religious orientation is, whatever your racial identity is, whatever your sexual identity is, whatever your political identity is, or none. None seems like a good idea at the moment. Welcome. Announcements. There are announcements in your order of service, but I want to get Anne to come up and explain about all the pieces of the auction and what you're going to do.
If I can get there from here.
Yeah, I can get there from here.
You can't levitate? Aw. Not on your some days.
I feel kind of lightheaded. Maybe I can.
Okay.
Okay, guess what? We have an auction today. That was a joke. You have a, well, comedy. So, at the end of the service, it's coffee time as usual, conversation, cookies, and coffee. It's also time to put out food for the potluck. So some of you have volunteered for that in the past, as far as plates and napkins and flatware and entrees at the beginning, desserts at the end, and everything else in the middle.
Over here?
Right there. That is the potluck area. We can't sit down there and eat. So, everybody should have a brochure and an invoice. If you don't,
Not the order of service. You mean not this?
correct.
No,
What did I say?
Explain that.
There is an invoice where you write down everything you're interested in. It's on a piece of cardboard that we call a clipboard, right? And those are on the table out there. I hope there's still plenty of those.
Hold up your brochure with your list of items. Just somebody has it, right?
I'm sorry, didn't.
Does somebody have that? What Chris is holding up is the brochure. It's not your order of service. So you should also have a list of all the items.
Okay.
And would you make clear, you should not write down things just because you're interested. Don't write those down until you have won them.
Okay, well, I
Because
usually
people
do
do.
it and then I mark it out.
Oh. Doesn't matter. Go in, go.
Okay. So, some of you have been around already, and maybe you've written something down that you're interested in as far as the fixed price or whatever. what will happen after the auction comes to an end before our entertainment, we'll go around and we will pick up all of the bidding sheets that have had something written on it, and we'll make a copy of that. And if you won an item because you had the highest bid in the silent auction, we'll bring you that sheet, and you'll know that that is your item, and you can put it on your invoice sheet and pay for it on the way out.
And pick it up.
And pick up your item. Does that make sense? So some of you will have that whole invoice filled out, right? With all the items and the fixed events you signed up for. The people who organized an event, you will get the copy because you'll know everybody that's coming to your event. That's why we asked for your contact information. So please don't anybody take up the bidding sheets. Carrie.
Do you want to explain the reverse auction?
Sure, yeah. Let's see, there was one more thing. Those of you that brought something and nobody bid on it, your bid sheet should be there, and you have two options when it's time to leave. You can take your item home with you, or you can leave it there with the bid sheet, and we will collect them and take them to CARM, because CARM sends, if we say it's for Westside, UU, they will send Reverend Carol, what do you call them, gift cards? Gift cards, and she can hand those out. So don't take up any of the bid sheets. Any questions on that for those of you that brought something or have an event? The raffle baskets, I'm sorry, Carrie, you're right. We're doing something called reverse auction. And reverse auction, we have 4 this year. It's a new thing. And it's people that are willing to donate to Westside if someone will do a project for them. And Carrie, Vanna, if you would please. There you go. And they're there. So, and the other thing is we have had some auction items come in since the brochure was printed, which was before it snowed last week. And a lot of them are back in the back. And one thing I really want to draw attention to is justice and generosity coordinated with the bottom and got the, I can't remember her name, Khalil, I think it was her, that recommended 6 books from the bottom to offer in the auction today. So we ran out of room, and they are in front on top there of the wooden furniture there for you to look at and bid on. So don't forget those. So, I'm sure there's something.
We'll go through it.
That's enough.
We'll go through it all again.
I'll have to go through it all again.
The raffle tickets.
I know, it was raffle tickets. Sorry. The raffle tickets. This is new this year also. So as you walked in, there are 3 different baskets that are headed by 3 of the committees at Westside. And the deal is, you can buy, you're not going to give Suzanne any money, but you can say, I want 5 tickets, 10 tickets, however many you want. The tickets are $5 each. And you will keep one side of your ticket with you and put the other side of the twin in the raffle boxes out there. There's 3 different raffle boxes. I hope you saw them. If you haven't, you'll see them getting ready for lunch. And you could put all your 5 tickets you bought in one raffle box. So you could spread them out, whatever you want to do. But you get your tickets from Suzanne, and on your invoice, you write how many tickets you're buying and put the total out to the side along with the events you're wanting to pay for. And at the very end, add all that up, and you will pay the bankers on the way out the front door. Did I do it right this time? Or close?
Good, all good.
Okay.
doing your announcements.
So, for instance, there's several types, tours, picnics. Today isn't the end of anybody being able to go to them. Rita and I are putting on one in March 7th. We'll take people up till the end of February if they want to go on that. We will five people minimum, and we'll take up to 15. So this isn't the end.
Right.
I don't know how the church is going to keep that open, but
So I'll explain it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Stay open.
So if you sign up for a special event, like a walk or a hike or a something or other, when that date comes, the people providing it may say, hey, we still have a few spaces open, okay? We'll go through all this again. We'll go through all this. You've got other tasks to do before then, people. We're going to make you sing. Woohoo! We're going to have some fun before we start our actual auction. I do want to make a few more announcements. First, I want to introduce myself. I'm Reverend Carol Bodeau. I'm privileged to serve here as minister, and I'm really happy to see you all here this morning. If you're here with us virtually, I just want to say you're part of this all too. We do have an online auction. There has been an online virtual auction going on, and we're going to be doing some singing during the service. If you are with us virtually, you get to sing more easily than everyone in this room because you can sing out loud without embarrassment that anybody next to you will think they don't know the words. Okay? So sing loudly at home. And so there are a few other things going on at Westside besides the auction that I want to let you all know about. First is this. Some of you may remember that a few months ago we changed our newsletter platform, online newsletter. Some of us still are not getting the newsletter. If you got dropped off the newsletter, please resubscribe. Please resubscribe. I'm wondering if there's something I need to announce. Is there anything I need to announce? No? Are we good?
We actually
Good.
ran out of invoices.
Oh, we ran out of invoices. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yay, there's lots of us. Hooray. Crowd power. Okay, so if you by chance are like, I haven't gotten my newsletter in my email lately, please go on our website and resubscribe because it means that for some reason you got kicked off our newsletter list. Please do that. Or contact our office, Brad in our office, and he'll make sure you're on there. The other thing I want to let you know about is next week, 2 weekends from now, on February 21st, on Saturday, February 21st, many of you know about the organization, the Tennessee UU Community Action Network, TUCAN. TUCAN is sponsoring and Westside is hosting a Saturday, February 21st on safety. Safety, being safe in a digital world, being safe at protests. How do you go to a protest? What things do you need to know to do that safely? What is your risk assessment level for participating in our community, in our social culture? What are some of the things we need to be thinking about being safe and still living our values? So there's information on our website about that and in our newsletter about that, and you can register for that. That's going to be from 9:30 in the morning till about 3 in the afternoon. Lunch is included. We're doing a little potluck, but we're also providing things. So if you have questions about that, you can ask me. You can also ask Curtis Dush, who is on our board and is also on the TUCAN steering committee. Final announcement that I need to make is a sad one for Westsiders who've been here for a while and who know some of our previous members. Many of you who have been here for a while will remember Priscilla Blanton. Priscilla was a longtime Westsider, and Priscilla fell about a week ago, had a fall and had a catastrophic brain bleed and has died. And so Priscilla's memorial service will be next Sunday, the 15th at 2 p.m. at the Press Room on Broadway. So if you want more information about that, you can ask me. Sandra Thomas knows a little more about that, but I just want to let you all know that we are remembering Priscilla today. So, one of the ways we handle life's ups and downs, the joys and the sorrows, the silliness, the seriousness, is with music. It's with music. And our theme today for our service and our auction is all about how making music together helps us be in tune in more ways than just with music. So we are going to do a whole bunch of music experiments for fun this morning, okay? So before we invite our bowl to sound, we're actually going to practice singing. So I'm going to ask the choir to be brave and come up front. So choir folks, I need you up here to help. I hope you've chosen easy seats to get here from. Okay, come on up. Okay, now let's see. So we need you all to split into two parts, because some of you are going to lead this side of the room and some of you are going to lead this side of the room. So David, you stay there. Chris, head to the other side of the room.
What's that number?
So the number in your order of service is wrong. We're going to sing number 395. So if you get that gray hymnal, some of you have gray hymnals on your table, you don't really need it. The words are not complicated. Okay? The hymnals are for people who want the music, okay? Because we're doing this a cappella, which means without the piano. So let's see. We need Judy, go stand down there by Chris a little bit, and I'll sing with whichever group I darn well feel like it. So the way this one works is we're going to go around. So today, music is going to be a vehicle that we use to practice being in community. When we sing, we embody the values of collaboration, co-creation, listening to others, right? So we're going to physically practice ways of doing diversity and yet being together. We're going to sing this song, number 395, Sing and Rejoice. Now, the way this works is we're going to all sing it through twice. Many of you who have been in UU congregations before will recognize it. We're going to sing it through all together twice. And then what's going to happen is one side of the room is going to start singing it. And then the other side of the room is going to come in a minute after that, after the first line. We're going to do that twice through. So this is your chance to start experimenting with being in tune with other people, though not necessarily singing exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. So Sandra, could you give us both the F and the lower octave F, please, for the lower voices? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing this twice through together. Ready, now, go. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Do it again. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing. Okay, now you guys over here. Sing and rejoice. And now you. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Give yourselves a hand for that. That was impressive. Okay, choir, you can sit down. Thank you. So isn't that wonderful, right, that we can figure out ways to not necessarily have to be always singing in unison at exactly the same time and still make amazing things happen. One of the things we do in our services that's an important part of coming into our center is we use the sound, the singing of the Himalayan bowl to invite us to come into our centers. So today, as I invite our bowl to sing to us, I invite you to just simply allow the sound to permeate your being.
For chalice lighting, I have 2 Robert Frost poems, kind of relevant to today. The first one is A Time to Talk. When a friend calls to me from the road and slows his horse to a meaning walk, I don't stand still and look around on all the hills I haven't hoed and shout from where I am, "What is it?" No, not as there. I thrust my hoe into the mellow ground, blade end up, 5 feet tall, and plod. I go up to the stone wall for a friendly visit. And the second one is A Minor Bird, M-I-N-O-R. I have wished a bird would fly away and not sing by my house all day. Have clapped my hands at him from the door when it seemed I could bear no more. The fault must partly have been in me. The bird was not to blame for his key. And, of course, there must be something wrong in wanting to silence any song. We have 2 candles. Carol, are you going to do yours first?
You do yours first.
Okay. Carol is doing a pair of candles. The one I have, ski in the Olympics anyhow. Ski in the Olympics anyhow. She fell this morning, tearing that knee again. Sad, and at the same time, what an image of humans wanting to do as well as they possibly could against all odds, with all the painful effort it would take to get there. And she was doing it, and that's to celebrate.
Thanks, Suzanne. So I want to take a moment this morning to light a couple of special candles in honor of Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
Keith Porter Jr.?
Say that again?
Keith Porter Jr.?
Keith Porter Jr. Is there another one?
Yeah, he's the first one.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so, and there's more tragedies than we can possibly name going on, not just in Minneapolis, but other places. So we're lighting the candles not because we have this figured out or because we're going to get it right. Okay, folks? We're not going to figure this out. We're not going to get it right. None of us can metabolize all that is happening. The candles aren't candles of solutions. They're just candles of consciousness. They're candles to remember all the people whose names we don't know, who are suffering and struggling in a nation that is filled with turmoil. So we light candles not because we have all the answers, but because we know it's important to keep trying in whatever ways we are able. Not everyone can travel to physical sites of injustice and struggle, but we can be grateful for those who are able to bear direct witness and put their bodies in places of risk to ensure that the truth is heard. Not every one of us can do as much material action as we might like to, but we can recommit ourselves to honoring whatever it is that we feel personally called to do to live our values in the world. Now that might include educating where possible, tending and caring for our neighbors, advocating for equity, activating those around us, There's lots of ways that we can be living our values in this very difficult time. So I'm going to light 2 candles, but know that they represent innumerable people, innumerable stories, stories that we will never hear, stories that we will never know. Okay? Today in our service, we're going to use music as a way to embody some important principles. Our ability to come together to make something powerful and beautiful happen, even when we come from different places, from different communities or cultures or demographics or abilities or skills or preferences or whatever it is, right? Every song we sing today helps us actually feel what it means to tune or connect ourselves to one another in life-affirming relationship. So we're going to sing a song together. You can look at it in your hymnal if you want to. It's number 170 in that gray hymnal, but the words will be up here. Choir, I'm going to ask you to exercise again and come back up in front just to lead. We're going to sing this song, We Are a Gentle, Angry People. And this song is a song by Holly Near, which is a song that's about using our voices in a way that lifts up justice in the world. So choir, could you come on up, please? And y'all can just stay seated, but please join in and sing. We're going to sing all the verses, so sing them as you feel willing and able. So, since we're starting out this service talking about justice and our commitment to justice, we're going to talk about our justice and generosity at the beginning of our service today. Each week we have the opportunity to show care and commitment in many ways. Our attention, our learning about what's happening in the world, our financial support of this congregation, which this auction is really all about. It's right, how do we keep our institution running? And also our commitment to our partner agencies. So our current partner is the Bodeau, which is an organization in the Knoxville community committed to lifting up and honoring the African American community here, and particularly with a focus on lifting up African American artists in the Knoxville community. In a few weeks, Ty Murray, who is the new arts director of the Bodeau, will be speaking here at Westside, so we're going to get a chance to learn about that. And I want to encourage you to check out their website and our social media as well, to look at ways that we can be supporting them. As Anne mentioned, there are some books that are part of the auction that are from the Bodeau that we can also just educate ourselves and learn about the good work that they do by participating in their bookstore. So if you're a book reader, I encourage you to go to the Bodeau sometime and check out their bookstore. It's amazing. You can make a contribution to the Bodeau through Westside during this quarter by simply making a donation in the box that's on the back table there. That's for the Justice and Generosity Partner. You can also do that online through our website, through our social media. So there's lots of things we do here, and we like to tell ourselves that we do them all really well. But we know we don't do everything really well, right? And we know that things don't start out perfect. And we know that it takes a minute to get in sync with other people. So we're going to do a little exercise that's probably going to make some of you kind of uncomfortable. So choir, bravely position yourselves in weird places around the room. Okay? So while they're doing that, and spread yourselves out. Okay, let me ask the rest of y'all a question. How many of you, and I want you to raise your hands, how many of you ever felt that you didn't fit in somewhere? You felt like you didn't belong in some place. You felt out of sync or not in alignment with the people around you. I will tell you that the single most common thing people say to me when I'm engaged in pastoral counseling, the single most common thing people say to me is, I just don't fit in. And I will tell you that the single most obvious thing that makes you a human being that belongs everywhere is that you feel like you don't fit in, because every single person feels that way. It is universal that there are ways in which we feel like we don't fit in. So it's hard for us sometimes to understand that we can be in relationship in a culture that values individualism so much, that we can be using our own voice and our own key and our own whatever it is and still belong. One of our greatest fears is that in order to fit in, we have to compromise and be what other people want us to be, right? How many of us feel like, well, if I'm not saying the same thing, or if I'm not agreeing, or I'm not whatever, I don't belong there? So there's a difference between fitting in and belonging. The sociologist Brené Brown helps us understand that fitting in is something we force ourselves to do to conform, but belonging is getting to show up just exactly as we are and still being included and loved and received. We don't have to do anything to be good enough to belong. So this exercise we're going to try is a voice exercise that actually physically embodies that. It's called toning. And the way toning works is, one of us, that'd be me, is just going to start by singing any old note using any old vowel sound. So I might go ah, or ah, or oh, whatever I feel like in that moment. You all's job is to join in, not by singing what I'm singing, but by making any sound using any vowel that feels right to you. Now you're going to see that at first it's going to sound a little cacophonous. Okay? But that's okay. We don't have to be perfectly in pitch the first time. We don't have to all agree. So what we do is we keep doing this. I'll just keep going like this. That's your sign to keep going. Take a big breath and do it again. And you know what? If you want to change notes, if you want to change vowel sounds, you go right ahead. And we'll just see what happens. The choir has been practicing. They are positioned strategically to encourage you to do this. All right? Are we ready? Here we go. Pick a different note than me. Keep going. Take a breath and keep going. I see those weird looks on your faces. Keep going. Now try listening to the people around you. Don't give up. Take a breath and do it again. Pick a different note or a different sound. I know it's silly. Keep going. Ooh, don't give up. Go past the embarrassment. Now take a breath and keep going. Now stop. How weird do you feel? All right, we're going to do that one more time, now that you're past the weirdness. So this time, when we do it, just listen. Instead of being self-conscious about what sound you're making, just listen. Make your sound, but listen to the other sounds, and you might find that you just shift just a little bit. Just a little. And maybe something different will happen. Chris, will you start us this time?
Yes.
Notice that was a little different that time. Did that feel a little different that time? Could you hear it? Okay, you guys can sit down, brave choir. Didn't it sound better when then just 5 of us? That's the thing. When you get past the anxiety or the worry that somehow your voice isn't going to belong, and you just show up as yourself, but also listening to where other people are, something amazing can in fact happen, right? Being in tune doesn't always mean, first, that we're singing in a major key. That poor bird, the poor minor key bird. Sometimes we think it always has to sound happy or cheerful or major key. Being in tune doesn't always mean that we're singing in a major key. Sometimes the result is a minor key, which I suppose if we applied that to life might mean that sometimes in community we're sad, upset. We create something that's provoking upset feelings in other people, or that gives us not really comfort and ease, but instead is agitating us, maybe in a good way. That's okay. The sounds we make can be beautiful without being simplistic or even pleasant or what we expected. Sometimes it takes time to get in sync with other people. Another thing we often assume about being in community is that in order to fit in, to do well together, we have to be doing the same things at the same time. Now, I will agree with you that UUs are less likely to make that assumption than some other groups. We as a group tend to be pretty much on the page of like, it's okay for us all to be different, but then when it comes to practicing difference, we still kind of think that there are some boundaries we can't go outside of, right? For many of us, we are, in fact, secretly or explicitly afraid to be out of sync, out of tune. So, this next song is going to challenge y'all. Okay? You thought toning was weird. This one's a little trickier. Now, here's the thing. Here's the other thing about singing. Not everyone likes to sing. And that is also okay. You can just listen. And some of us like to sing and think we don't do it very well. Right? We're like, I love to sing in the shower. Or when no one else is around, because I don't want anybody to hear me. So our next song gives us a couple of challenges. One, the first challenge is it's complicated. And we are not going to get it all right. So I'd like to invite you right now to set aside the idea that if you're not in the choir, you shouldn't try this. This is going to be a fun experiment in, oh my gosh, how did that go? Okay? This song, Now Let Us Sing, has two different parts. I'm going to go to the piano, and I'm going to play both of them for you, and we're going to practice them, and the choir is going to exercise again and get up in front so that they can help you with this. And we're going to teach you two different patterns, and we're going to sing the two different parts separately. So, all right, be brave. Everybody, you look at the looks on your faces are hilarious right now. You're like, oh God, what is she going to make us do? Just take a deep breath and have a little fun, okay? All right, choir, come on up. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to teach you the two parts, okay? Here's our note. Now, the way that I'm going to play this first. I'm going to play it before we sing it, okay? I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the complicated lower part for you, okay? How many of you are afraid? Okay. All right. So all of the whole choir, let's sing that part to them, okay? All right. 1, 2, ready, go. Now, sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now, if anybody wants to be brave, you might want to open that gray hymnal, because you'll be able to see how this works. All right, now there's another part. See how there's two parts up there? Here's the upper part. The upper voices are going to sing. Ready? Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice. Be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. And now we're going to put those two parts together. I love the faces you're making. Some of you are like, I'm going to pretend I'm fine with this. I see these faces, you're all like, she's freaking crazy. But isn't the experiment of community sometimes having the courage to walk in a room and be like, I am freaking clueless. I have no clue what's happening in this room. I'm going to show up and give it a try. We'll give it a try. All right, so the way this works, I don't know, we'll sing it through. I'm not going to play the piano because that's too many moving parts. All right? So the lower voices are going to be singing, now let us sing. And the upper voices are going to be singing that other part. Well, let's try to do it. We're going to do all the verses. The first verse is sing to the power of the faith and then hope and love and joy. We're going to try all of them. Listen, laugh, try it out, whatever makes you happy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the... Okay, hold on, y'all. Sometimes you need a conductor. It's just not going to work. I'm coming through. All right, let's give it a try again. Okay, who's brave enough to help these guys sing the lower part? Okay, be bold. Be bold. Okay, and who's brave enough to try helping the upper voices sing? Good, be brave, be brave. All right. Do you have your pitch? Do we need my A flat again? Okay. I'm going to give you 4 and then 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now let us sing to the roar of the day within. Sing to the power of the day within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the day within. Now let us sing to the power of the hope within. Now let us sing to the power of the hope within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Let us sing to the power of the hope within. Keep. Sing to the power of the love within. Sing to the power of the love within. Lift up your voice. Be not afraid. Don't rush. Sing to the power of the love within. Enjoy. Sing to the power of the joy within. Now let us sing. Sing to the power of the joy within. Lift up your voice. Lift up your voice. Be not afraid. Sing to the power of the joy within. Okay, that wasn't too bad. How do you feel? Okay, you guys can sit down. That was the hardest one. That was the hardest one. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes in community, we got practice. So don't think that's the last time you're going to hear that song or be asked to sing it. Sometimes in community, we learn a new thing, and we're like, hey, that was okay, but that doesn't mean we're done with it, right? Sometimes we learn a new skill, and we got to practice it, and we're like, I've completely forgotten that. You come back in 3 weeks, and I'll be like, okay, we're singing that song again, and you'll all be like, oh, no, no, right? But sometimes we're learning a new skill. We're learning a new technique. Maybe it's nonviolent communication. Maybe it's using pronouns. Maybe it's something else. But we're learning new skills, and we can be like, yeah, that was okay, I tried it, I'm good. But we have to keep trying, and keep practicing, and keep trying, and keep practicing, and sometimes that's how we become more in tune. So here's another thing about being in tune with community. Sometimes it's good to just watch and listen. Give yourself time to learn what others are doing. Be an observer. It is okay. We don't all have to be experienced, skilled, or interested in the same things. Maybe that's just something you want to observe, and maybe in a month or a year, you'll want to try it for yourself. These musical metaphors aren't particularly subtle, right? When we are part of a community like Westside, or a family, or a neighborhood, not everyone participates in exactly the same way at the same time, right? Not everyone is necessarily saying the same words, holding the same, all at the same time. And yet we all can be contributing. One of the other things that people say to me very often about being in a community like Westside is this. They say, well, I want to be with people of like mind. And I want to say, yes-ish to that. I get what folks mean when they say they want to be with people of like mind. They're saying they want to feel, or we want to feel, all of us want to feel the security of knowing that we are with others who share our basic values and our basic commitments. But we have to be a little bit careful about how far we take that idea of like mind, right? I want to sing in a choir that is curious about singing, has some general agreements about how to proceed, and some basic ground rules about how to behave toward one another, right? We want to know that we're all showing up for practice at the same time. We want to know that we're all going to cooperate and participate. But I also want to sing with a group of people who are different. I don't want to sing with all sopranos. I want tenors and altos and basses in the choir, people who have different voices. I want to sing with people who have different musical tastes. I know that not my preferred song or music style is not the only music style that my choir might sing. I want to show up and learn the kind of music they like to sing too, right? And I don't want us all to be singing the same note all the same time. And I want to be challenged. I don't want to necessarily feel like every time we sing that I've already got it figured out and I know how to do that. I want to learn something new. I want to try something new. I want to try new rhythms. I want to try new keys. I want to try new styles. And that is really ultimately what actually makes us be in tune together. It's one thing if we all show up and sing exactly the same note all the time. But that doesn't make the most amazing music. The most amazing music is made when we are able to show up with authentic voices, authentic preferences, and differences, and bring them together in ways that work well and create something that we could not have created by ourselves. So, our last song is a sort of blessing. It's a musical blessing. The words are, "May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn to sing awake the light, and softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night." Now, this is very much like the first song we sang. It's a round. We all sing the same thing the first two times. We're going to sing the whole melody all the way through twice. And we're all going to sing exactly the same thing through twice. Then we're going to split up. One more time, I will invite the choir to bravely get some steps on your watches, get some steps, come back up, and you're going to lead. Now we're going to split into two groups again. So you all have had some practice. You are all warmed up. So the rest of you, we're going to split the room again. This side's going to be first. This side's going to be second. I'm going to go to the piano and give us our note. We're going to sing this. And if you want to look at it, it's in your teal hymnal. If you read music and you want to see what the melody looks like, it's number 1059. You can look at it. We're going to sing it all together in unison twice. And then we're going to sing it in a round. So hang on 1 minute. I'll give us our note.
May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light and softly serenade the stars ever dancing circles.
Let's do that 2 more times together.
May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light and softly serenade the stars ever dancing.
One more time in unison together.
May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light and softly serenade the stars ever dancing circles.
Now this group over here, ready, go.
May your life be as a song. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light and softly serenade the stars ever dancing circles in the night. May your life be as a song, resounding
choir, we get to practice these kinds of embodied ways of working together in community. So if you're not in a musical group, that's not something you get to practice very much. The way that different people have different parts, but they're all supposed to go together. But I want to invite you in this community, in your families, in your neighborhoods, and in our bigger world, to think about applying these basic principles to how you relate to others, right? Let us live lives that are like songs. May we create beauty with others while still being authentic and true to ourselves, and yet listening closely to the others who are making music with us. May we know that we belong without having to fit in. May we know that each of our voices matters, and that our listening matters too. We cannot sing well if we do not listen well. And we should not speak without listening. They go together. We can alternate speaking and hearing. We can sing in different keys and appreciate different styles of music. We can honor the inherent beauty present in each and every person. So as we move into our auction gathering, let us celebrate diversity in our community. That this container is a place where, yes, we share common values. These are represented by our chalice, which we will leave lit through the course of our auction gathering, through our potluck and our auction celebration. That represents the things that hold us in container in community. But it is a container that, in order to make music, requires your voice, your uniqueness, your own song, and also your listening. So let us together remember to celebrate that joy is essential, and that when we are together in this way, we can do the work that we are charged with by our denomination, by the statement of values of our denomination. The core value is to transform the world through liberating love. So may it be so. Enjoy the auction, everyone. We will leave the chalice lit, and I invite you all to have a wonderful time today.